Welcome back. Be sure to do your warm-ups and that you feel pretty comfortable with prior movements. I'm going to show you the one we're going to do before we review things. It's called Grasp the Bird's Tail. If you study longer forms like 44 and 105 or 108, the very first movement is called ward off. It's going to look like this. In the shorter forms like 8, 24, hands down at the side. And typically in the longer forms, you'll do ward off on both sides, but you only do the full grasp the bird's tail on the right side. In this and in 24 form, you do it on both sides. So the first energy is ward off. It looks a lot like part the wild horse's mane, except part the wild horse's mane, your arm is out here. This is back on the side. Part the wild horse's mane, ward off. Ward off is an absorbing energy. So there's an experiment we do in our live classes where you get in your bow and arrow stance, you get sink down into it, relax down into it, put your arm up into a ward off. And this is, again, when you have your elbow dropped. If you have it up here, you just don't have the power. It's easy to push you around. You have it down here, you just have somebody put their hands on your forearm. You can bring the other hand up and just have them press however hard they want to press. And you don't push back. You just let the energy absorb, go through your body. And typically you feel it in your back leg. And you really don't have to do anything. You just let them press while you absorb the energy. If they're big enough, heavy enough, yeah, you might end up doing like that. But if you sink down and they're pressed straight in at a constant pressure, not a jerking pressure, but a constant pressure, you can resist a lot. And the way you sort of end that is say, please stop, or, and don't do this. But in something called push hands, what they might do is just drop that elbow and do a little twist to that side. All that energy, instead of going to your back foot, deflects out and the person goes off in that direction. But again, don't do that. So the very first movement is ward off. Turn on that center axis, you reach up, and this is the grasping the bird's tail. You shift your weight into a reverse bow stance. As you do, hands come around, hand comes to rest on your wrist. So roll back is just reaching up to grab, pull back, you come back to the center. Ward off, reach up, roll back to the center, left hand pressing on your right wrist. Not a whole lot of footwork with this. Forward bow stance, reverse bow stance, forward bow stance, reverse bow stance. Most of your weight in this leg, most of your weight in this leg. A little bit of a turn at the waist. Ward off, roll back. This is press. This is kind of a penetrating energy. Pretend you're trying to make your way through a crowd. Just kind of pressing through as you shift your weight forward. Again, energy's coming up from the leg, foot in the back, getting that little bit of a torque with your waist, using the biggest muscles in your body to press. As you go forward, hand on the outside goes palm out, left hand comes down the back. Roll back, press. Roll back, press. Roll back, press. Ward off, roll back, press. Ward off, roll back, press. Hand goes palm out. Separate your hands, shift your weight back. There's a little bit of a turn to the side. Drop your hands down, push. Again, it's a push with your legs. So your arms, the elbow, the angle's not really changing. You're not really pushing like this. If you push like this, you knock yourself over backwards. You're using your arm muscles. You're not getting a whole lot of force versus get that torque. push, strike with the heels of your hands right in here and the opponent to get them up off their toes. So you don't have your arms out here either, you just be hugging them. So the outsides of your hands kind of line up with the outsides of your shoulders. Push. You can experiment standing in front of a wall. When you press like this, again, you push yourself backwards. When you press like this in with the heels of your hand, you basically push yourself down into the floor. So the whole thing, ward off, roll back, press, push. My teacher told me a story to help remember the sequence of this. Ward off, it's grasp the bird's tail. Giving the bird a place to land, bird lands. You reach up, you grasp the bird. You bring the bird closer to get a better look. Bird opens her wings, his wings. Come back to the center. Bird so beautiful, gonna let the bird go. Away flies the bird. I come back to admire the bird flying away, then have a change of heart. Wish I could grasp the bird again, but reach up and it's too late. I'm going to face the other way so you can follow along. Ward off, roll back, press, push, ward off, roll back, press, push, ward off, roll back, press, push. I'm going to do it to the side we're going to be doing it to. And I'll show you another variation depending on which Yang style or Beijing style. This is more Beijing style where you start ward off, roll back, press, and then the toe comes up in the front foot in the kind of modern Wushu versions, and push. Traditional probably wouldn't do that because a big part of Yang style Tai Chi is rooting, where you visualize yourself rooted to the earth. So it's very hard to get you off your feet. But it's okay doing it that way, whichever one feels better for you. Again, looking at some of the videos of folks teaching 24 form, who also teach 40 form, occasionally they'll do it either way, depending on where their mind is at the moment. Let's do it 3 times, the whole thing, up through there. And begin. Pulse monkey. Once. Twice. Brush knee. Brush knee to the right. Part the wild horse's mane to the left. To the right. Transition to wave hands. 1, 2, come back. 1, 2, 45-degree foot. Lower rooster stands on left leg. Lower rooster stands on right leg. Kick the right heel. Kick the left heel. Comes down. Weight goes left. Grasp the bird's tail to the right side. Ward off. Roll back. Press. And push. And a couple more times. Begin. Pulse monkey. Once. Twice. Brush knee, push your brush knee, twist step to the left. To the right. Reach out to grab, and then you part the wild horse's mane to the left. To the right. Transition, wave hands like clouds. 1, 2, come back. Golden rooster left leg, golden rooster right leg, kick right heel, kick left heel, grasp the bird's tail to the right side, ward off, roll back, press, push, one more time. Shift your weight, again, up, down, pulse monkey, once, twice, push knee, left, right, Arthur Wild Horse's mane, left, right, transition, wave hands, 1, 2, and come back, 1, 2, golden rooster left leg, golden rooster right leg, kick right heel, kick left heel, grasp the bird's tail right side, ward off, roll back, press, push. This time we're going to do it to the left side, where you just keep your weight left, rotate on that right heel, come in, hold the ball right hand on top, and ward off on the left. And that's where we'll pick up. Play with it till you feel okay with it, and then continue on to the next lesson, and just let us know in the class comments, either with yes, I've completed, or with a video of yourself, whatever you feel like. Catch you next time.